Hey everybody, Robert Wright here, private label law attorney, and I want to give you 3 tips today for how you can keep your account from being suspended. Account suspension is one of the biggest problems on Amazon. I mean, if you run afoul of terms of service, if your fulfillment rates go down, Amazon is going to shut you down. Amazon wants sellers that do things the way Amazon does it, and that means doing things well, okay? So what are 3 things that you can do just out of the gate naturally? I'm not talking about going and hiring a service to help you with your account suspension. I'm talking about proactive things that you can do to keep your account from being suspended in the first place. The first thing you can do is avoid unique products, right? Private label selling is not necessarily about developing a new product and then getting it to market. True private label selling is finding a product that already exists, putting your label on it, and getting it to market. Now, as you go through product research, if you see a product that looks different from others in the marketplace, right? It's got a unique feature, it's got a unique function. I mean, it really stands out. From a commercial perspective, that's very attractive, right? Because that's going to help drive sales. But guess what? The more unique, the more novel, the more non-obvious a product is, the more likely it is to have a patent. If it's a graphical work, something like a pool float, or it's something that's designed, the more original it is, the more likely it is to have a copyright, and that means someone is going to be policing that. And if you're selling goods that you don't have the right to, Amazon's going to shut you down. So, as you see unique, as you see original, as you see special, run the other direction. Find a more basic, more boring product. Okay. Number 2, the other thing that you can do is avoid liquidation sites or avoid closeout sites, but be really careful when you do. Liquidation sites, closeout sites are great opportunities to get products that are being sold for pennies on the dollar. But generally speaking, there's a reason for that, right? So as you evaluate closeout sites and liquidation sites, really look at those products and ask yourself, is there something special about this? Is there something unique? Is there something non-obvious? Is there something really original such that maybe I shouldn't be selling it? In fact, maybe that's why this person's getting out of selling it. If it's a branded product, make sure that the person distributing it to you has the ability to distribute it to you, right? That they have an appropriate license agreement in place, or they're not in violation of a MAP policy or something that would otherwise kind of make the rights owner or the brand owner complain with you selling it. So just be really, really careful as you go out to those sites. Again, I'm not saying those sites are a bad thing. In fact, you can find some really good deals, but just be careful. Know what you're getting into. Ask good questions. Ask smart questions before you make a purchase, okay? And then the third thing that you can do to avoid your account getting shut down is be purposeful in your research. Now, by what I mean by that, there's a lot of great free sites out there where you can go and you can search trademarks. USPTO.gov. You can go and look at all the registered trademarks. Copyright.gov. You can go and look at all the registered copyrights. Google Patents, the United States Patent and Trademark Office for patents. You can go out and search proactively as you're evaluating products. Use those resources to see, is there a patent? Is there a trademark at issue? Is there a copyright? Heck, just doing a basic Google search sometimes can pull up some really interesting information. I did one the other day. There was someone, had received a patent complaint. Sure, I mean, just Google, the name of this brand. You can see all sorts of, related legal filings about, the litigation that's going on. You can see some press releases. I mean, there's a lot of information out there on the internet. Use it. Now, obviously, take what you find with a grain of salt, because some of that information you do need a lawyer to kind of help interpret and navigate. But that being said, it doesn't hurt to go out and get information on your own. So use free resources to your advantage. Be proactive, okay? So if you do those 3 things, we didn't talk about, well, how do you respond to Amazon if your account's been suspended or anything like that. We're literally just talking about, well, how do you proactively get in a situation where you don't have to worry about suspension? Follow those 3 simple rules. You're going to be in a good spot, and your likelihoods of ever getting into hot water with Amazon are going to go down dramatically.